Ladies and gentlemen of Biola University, I am Nate Mitchell, one of the representatives of the Senate, and I'm here for a special report of the podcast. We all know what time it is, what time of year it is. It's the election time for AS. We already know who the president of Biola is. It's Dr. Barry Corey, of course. We know this because he's been inaugurated 460 times at this point, but we don't know who the AS president is going to be next year, so we're going to find that out. I do happen to have with me two candidates who are vying for the position of AS president and AS vice president. We do have Miss Emily Johnson and Mr. Michael Martin. Miss Johnson, hello. Mr. Martin.
Hello, Nate.
Both of you, please take a seat. So we are here. I don't know if any of you went to the presidential debate last night, but we can all be assured that it was based in blithering generalities. This is an opportunity for the candidates to really express specifically what they intend to do. And that's great for these two candidates to be with us today. So I'm going to begin with some questions specifically for Emily, the presidential candidate. I will then move into some questions for Michael, the vice presidential candidate, and then we'll sum up with questions for either of them, and then you can tune out. So, let's begin. So, we're going to begin with Emily. So, Emily, what specifically do you see the role of AS being next year if you are in fact elected?
Well, the mission of AS currently stands that the student government is supposed to facilitate events, provide services, and then also give ear to the student voice. We want to look a little deeper into what it means to give ear to the student voice. That's vague. Basically, we see passions across the board not represented, that because they're not under the AS structure. We want to see student representatives advocate on behalf of student ministries and on behalf of clubs and other extracurricular programs going on. Okay. We also see that there's a need to talk about deeper issues, and as of now, students don't feel comfortable talking to their student representatives about that. And there are ways to improve that.
So my next question has to do, oh, goodness. Red tape. Red tape.
Yes, Nate. In fact, would you like to cut the red tape with these blue scissors?
Michael, I would be honored to cut the red tape. There it goes.
Nice.
Emily, could you do me a favor? This is a great marketing ploy, but what specifically is this whole cutting the red tape thing about?
Well, we've been hearing from students that AS kind of seems like this clique, or that it's an elitist group. And simply, we just want students to get involved and kind of reclaim the name AS as the associated students, right, and get involved and let their passions and ideas be actually represented. So with them cutting the red tape, they want to enter in on this.
My next question has to do with marketing. I've always had this really plucky idea. Perhaps we could get a poster the size of the Jesus mural and have it all over campus to advertise events. Is that a good idea? Okay, let's be realistic here. Ms. Johnson, here's my question. What changes can be made to AS marketing next year if, in fact, you are elected?
Well, this is something I'm really excited about. I am a marketing major, and I've been learning that marketing is not only about advertising, but it's about meeting the needs of the customers. In this case, it's the students. Right now, we're at a great point for this in AS because our VP of Services has now become the VP of Marketing Communications. Our whole platform is customizing the communication so that you're able to respond to it better. We're looking into maybe making an iGoogle a part of our website, and so instead of being bombarded by everything and anything AS has to offer, you'll be seeing only the events that you care about come up to your page, and also things about only your dorm.
So my next question is going to reference your opponents. It seems to me and the rest of the students that your opponents have really pre-planned some social activities and these ministry opportunities, and that they've ingrained them into their platforms. So my question is, what have you done similarly?
Right, well, first off, Nate, we're not going to make lofty promises to gain student votes. A lot of these events and ideas that they have fit perfectly within the current social board director.
Yeah, see, our platform is more about initiating a system where we can better listen to the student voice. That means that when they want a certain kind of social event, we can accommodate for that. And so basically, everything that our opponents have promised can happen under our platform.
Okay, so we're going to roll over to Mr. Michael Martin, the VP candidate. Michael, what changes do you believe can be made to the Senate as a whole next year if, in fact, you get elected?
Right. Nate, well, I do have 2 years of experience. I've been under now 2 vice presidents. I've seen what works and what doesn't work. One thing that doesn't work is the amount of time we waste in Senate meetings. Tuesday afternoons are 3 hours long, and it almost always goes that long. But really, in my eyes, it can take about half of that. What I would like to see is the other half of that time then utilized for senators to actually have time to work on these issues and these things that they've been bringing to us from their residents, allowing opportunities for them to actually bring this change and also involve students.
Finally, students, I'm opening up this time for a few last remarks, beginning with Mr. Michael Martin.
All right, yeah. Nate, we're going to get the job done next year. It's going to be a lot more fun, and it's going to be a lot less bureaucratic.
Great.
We're cutting the red tape and we're inviting students to come and participate with us. We see AS as a ministry where we can actually call on the needs of the students and see them impact the world and Biola for the Lord Jesus Christ.
Got it. This sounds great. Candidates, thank you for sitting here and being interviewed by me. Students, I thank you for joining me in this wonderful special report of the podcast. I invite all of you to vote right alongside me for the Johnson & Martin ticket. I invite you to cut the red tape and vote alongside me Monday and Tuesday next week. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful podcast of ours, and God go with you. Take care.